Yo, Icon Nation, what it is, man? It's your boy Yardie G.
Icon Nation, what's the word? It's your boy Nick.
It's your boy Jalen Talley.
And this is another episode of the Toxic Icon Podcast. But before we get started, we got a very extra special guest tonight.
Ooh, extra special.
You know, she doesn't really need an introduction, but for y'all that don't know, this is the Hall of Famer right here.
What an introduction. Stop, I'm going to cry.
I'm talking the five-time.
The OG.
Five-time.
OG.
World champion of Creepy World.
It's me.
Bailey G.
In the flesh.
No relation to Yardie G.
Yo, we appreciate you for doing this with us.
For sure.
Of course. I appreciate being here, man.
So we got to start it out the way we always started out. How did you get to where you are?
Oh, I've been dreading this question.
What's the story?
My story is so damn boring, dude. I don't know. I used to go to Fright Fest and I decided I wanted to work there. And then my mom was friends with the guy that does the sponsorships for Scarefest. Okay. And he was like, nah, Six Flags is trash. Come here. And he set me up at Creepy World and I've been there ever since, unfortunately.
Hey, look, that story is similar to mine because mine started with Fright Fest.
It's just nothing crazy, man. Some of these kids got wild stories that bring him to the haunted house, and I just don't.
I went and got chased, and I was like,
"That's
I'm going back next weekend."
Yeah,
I've been hunting ever since.
It's hard to get out of once you get into it.
Yep, that was
me.
me.
You can't get out. Mm-hmm. So you worked at Paranoia. Was that like your first?
Oh, so
professional or like?
No, so I mean, I've been at Creepy World since I was 16. I went to Paranoia because I relocated for a little while. I was only there for a season though before we came right back up here. Because I mean, like, haunted houses just don't do it like St. Louis, man.
No,
it's a completely different vibe.
Yeah, it is, and like major haunted houses down that way, major haunted houses all over the place, but the St. Louis scene.
It's different.
It's different.
It hits different.
The radio ads, the coupons at every store you can go to.
Yeah. Plus, I think it's cool that like all three haunts are the same company. So, I mean, there's no like direct competition, no nemesises or like anything about the actors that work at Darkness or Creepy World or whatever. Right. It's just like it's more lax of a vibe.
Right, and it's always like a little friendly competition.
Yeah,
or whatever,
sure. But not for real though.
It ain't never that.
Shut up.
It ain't never that deep. You're already stirring up the pot.
We'll start a list. Pros and cons, baby. Let's go.
No soup.
Dude, for real. Yeah, no, I mean like you said, like it's cool. They're all sister haunts, and it's some other haunted houses in the area, a little further out.
Yeah,
but like these three.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
I mean, we just kind of dominate the St. Louis area because those other ones are pretty far out. Like they're kind of in the middle of nowhere and
like
just
Cobb Factory.
Yeah, and I mean they're just on a different level compared to us too. I mean,
I can't stand Jalen. Oh,
that's the loudest thing I've ever heard Jalen say.
Silent killer.
I mean, it's the truth.
I mean, I won't lie. I mean, have you gone through haunted houses with your Scarefest stuff on? Because all of us are haunters. When you go through other haunted houses, you wear your stuff. There has been one haunted house that Yardie and I have gone through with our stuff on, and an actor broke character just to tell us that we suck.
Cobb Factory.
Jeez, really? That happened?
No, like
that's
right
pretty intense.
Yeah.
No, I've never had a negative experience going through a haunted house wearing haunt merch. I mean, usually they're kind of gassed because they're like, I need to like impress this person because they also work at a haunted house. So like, that's crazy, y'all.
I'm about to turn them up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how I feel anytime I see haunters outside.
Yeah, I would never drag somebody. Like, I mean, teach their own, man.
I'm like, if you enjoy working there, then that's where you enjoy working.
Yeah, that's your vibe. That's your vibe.
Don't turn us down because you at the bottom of the barrel.
For real.
Hey.
Y'all said it. I ain't never been to Cobb Factory, so I can't.
Don't go.
So, what would be like the haunts you've been to, like, what is your favorite or like top three you would have to choose?
Ah, God, I don't know. It's so hard. My favorite definitely of all time is Hell's Gate. I have to. Mwah, perfect, beautiful.
Shout out my boy John.
Oh, we love the LaFlamme boys, little babies. Statesville is a crazy show too. R.I.P. Statesville. I mean, the Chicago area is bursting with crazy haunts.
They've got a lot of great haunts.
I've been to a couple in Kentucky. There was one haunted hotel I went to, and it was a touch haunt. And that was one of my favorite experiences, walking through a haunted house. So I always throw that in my top 3 too. Netherworld, obviously, too, but Netherworld's,
Right.
I view Netherworld more as like a museum than an active like haunted attraction, just because I feel like the scenes are just living versus actors scaring me.
Yeah, Netherworld is insane on that standpoint.
It's like, I don't even know if I would call it a haunted attraction. It's just like its own breed of immersive experience.
That is one I definitely want to go to.
It's wild.
It is. And there's also some really fast up and coming like haunted houses out there now too.
There are.
Old Joliet Haunted Prison is coming up. This is like what, year 2 or 3, I think, for them.
I think so. I think it might be 3.
Aurora Haunted House.
Yeah,
we went up there and checked that out.
Yeah, I saw the haunted prison. I haven't been to Aurora though.
Aurora was dope. We went last year on, I think it was their closing night.
Yeah,
it was the last night.
The first weekend in November.
But the way that they had everything set up, it's in their old like state mental asylum or whatever. So the backstory is already good. But when you go up, it just had the Halloween vibes. Like,
see, and that's my favorite thing is like the Halloween vibes versus just like intense, scary, whatever. I mean, teach their own, but the vintage Halloween comeback that's happening with haunted houses is my favorite thing to hit haunted houses. That's my favorite trend.
It's like back to the basics.
It is. And I mean, like, dumb it down, simplify it. And that's what it is.
Because like, most haunted houses, I don't know how y'all feel, but like within the last 5 or 6 years, haunted houses have been trying to push the boundary with the theming and like, what can we do with our haunt to really set us apart from everybody else? And now haunts are going back to insane asylum.
Yeah, I know.
Slaughterhouse.
Which I don't hate. Like, I love the classics. Yeah, so I'm happy about it.
I agree.
I don't need all of the crazy like, you know, like the super industrial, super alien, like the weirdest scientifical fiction, whatever you can think of. That's where it was going for a little while. And I'm so happy that we were all kind of like, let's just go trick-or-treating again.
Right, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the radioactive...
That's a better word for what I was trying to describe.
Power plant.
Nuclear
waste thing. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
When you got a couple of haunts doing it. But
now, dude, everyone was doing
has
it,
a show
man.
like that. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but we just needed to like slow it down. What happened to getting off the main road and going up the creepy road in the woods to the haunted house?
I love
Aurora is that.
Yeah, because they had 2 that are across the street from each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Old State Mine.
That's the one, Old State Mine, where we were literally in the woods.
Oh, that's
it was just like an old school
like actually
trail.
scary.
Like
literally, like it's dark.
Yeah.
So they don't even have to build any scenes for real.
Yeah, I mean, work with what you got, right?
Yeah, they use the woods to their advantage. I mean, like when we pulled up, we paid for the tickets online, I think.
Yeah.
But when we pulled up, they just had like an old school hayride trailer come up with some chairs, bolted down to the platform.
Jeez.
He took us like 5 minutes away, and there was like a scary Gary type of character.
Dr. Giggles.
That's his name, Dr. Giggles. Yeah,
Dr. Giggles.
Yeah, Dr. Giggles. I will say, everything that should have made you feel uncomfortable about that attraction should have. You know what I'm saying? It was not a multi-million-dollar haunted house. Like,
it sounded like you guys dodged getting murdered, actually, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it was a little...
Wrong turnish.
Yeah, when we pulled up, we're like, ooh, I don't know about this one. The other one was real. That was a real, like, a show.
Yeah.
This was just like,
this
was drop you off in the woods.
Yeah,
this was back to the basics, just going off of your fear instincts of fear.
Yeah. I almost feel as if it was put on by hunters who are either new in the game or just now, like just starting
old
out.
Heads.
Which was cool. Like if you want that vibe, go get that vibe.
For sure. I mean, the demographic for it definitely exists.
Yeah, it does. Especially Illinois. Illinois is loaded. Evil Intentions Massacre. Mm-hmm. What else is up that way? I mean, I know we got Hell's Gate.
Yeah, Disturbia, Basement of the Dead.
13th
floor, yeah. I mean, dude, there's a million of them. And the coolest part about it is that they're all so close together. So you can drive up there and hit, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them in a night. It's so cool.
I definitely.
Yo, you time it just
awesome.
right. You hitting all of them.
Right. And I remember you used to, like, you all went up there on like a Thursday.
Oh yeah,
or something.
all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, Hell's Gate has my heart. I gotta see it whenever I can see it. So I always peep their schedule.
That haunted house.
Hell's Gate is
so
great.
dope.
It's chef's kiss.
And is it scripted all the way through?
Yeah, so I don't know all the ins and outs of how the LaFlamboys, run their show, but to my knowledge, they are scripted and they're like given characters. They're like actually cast.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, don't come for me.
You don't like the scripted?
Dude, it's good though.
Why not?
Just let me do me.
Okay, we're not talking about you though.
But they
have
each
you been to
have-
Hell's Gate?
What'd you
Have
say,
you been?
Joe?
Oh well, then you're tripping.
I was
That's
gonna
why
say,
you
I
don't
think
get
it's cool how they.
You gotta go experience it,
I
dude.
like the whole improv portion of that. That's what I'm stuck on.
I don't know how strict it is, but I believe
What I think
you get a
about
character.
it is like Hell's Gate and Statesville. Let's
Yeah.
talk about those two, right?
Oh,
like just
my
them two,
babies.
right? First off, some of the most badass haunted houses I've ever seen.
I agree.
Before, straight up. But what the cool thing about those two is that they tell a story all the way through.
Yeah.
And it's not like a continuous walkthrough. They cut you off, they stop you in certain areas and
love
put on
the
a skit.
stops so much.
Man, like that.
People, it's really hit or miss. Like I've got friends who can't stand the stops throughout the attraction. I love it so much. Like from a management standpoint, as far as like pacing and cues, I love it. But also like as a customer, just the experience with those actors and getting to stand in a room and actually like look at everything in the room. I love it.
Especially for hunters, I feel like it'll give you more of an opportunity to be able to just sit there and take everything in.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like I love actor interaction. And I feel like whenever we're just pushing through, we don't necessarily get the opportunity for that actor interaction.
Right.
So having to stand there, they have to interact with you. And it's so much fun to watch.
That's the best part about them. Like I used to watch all the Days of the Living Dead.
Me too, baby.
The documentary, the whole thing. Because what I liked about it is that they didn't just showcase the audition. They showcased the build. They showcased the drawing board. Like, dude, you got to go look it up.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
out there.
cannot
They got a
believe you're
few
not hip to
seasons.
this.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I loved how they each two, like, especially Hell's Gate, they each had a backstory. That was like my favorite part, because like each character has their own unique, how they came up
ended
with
up
it.
there. Yeah. I love it. It's so cohesive. And I love even they have like certain like little tiny rules that I just love so much from a management and costuming and makeup
really?
perspective. Like you have to have natural color hair or they give you a wig. Like, so, it's not going to be some old lady with neon pink hair because that doesn't make sense.
Right.
And just like that kind of attention to detail is so insanely cool.
That's cool. I didn't even know about that.
I love that.
That's definitely hard. Because, I mean, some haunted houses are just kind of like, will make you as old as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the pink neon hair, you just got the pink neon hair.
Yeah, that's honestly, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I love my actors and I love for them to express themselves however they want to. But I love you more whenever you have natural color hair if you want to do makeup.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense, you
got to push the character.
Yeah, exactly. You don't make as much sense whenever you've got wild color hair. And I mean, I'm a hypocrite because I'll do it with wild color hair, but I wear a wig, So I mean, masks it.
That's just wild to think about, like the attention to detail, the small little intricate parts.
Yeah.
That really will push a character over the edge.
Yeah, I mean, immersion is my biggest thing. So I mean, whenever these actors half-ass it, I gotta be like, hey, chill, come, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why you can't shed some layers of your costume but not the other ones. Like, let's figure out a compromise. Let's fix a solution because I'm not compromising what you guys look like.
Are they pretty receptive to you when you come with that approach?
Yeah, so I like to say I cracked the code to Creepyworld because I've been there for like 10 years. And so I've had a couple of different managers before I became the manager. And I watched all of them fail, for lack of a better term, because I've never had the same manager twice there. But now this is my, 4th year in a row. And it's simply just being friends with the kids. Like, you just have to let down that inferior complex that like I am your boss thing. You just got to let it down. I call them, my little babies, my little honey. I have all the supplies to take care of them. And I do everything I can to compromise for them. I've been told I coddle them too much, but I mean, it works. I mean, that's just how Creepyworld runs, is the actors have to be happy.
You're not power hungry.
I'm not, because I don't care about the power or the title. I care about these kids being taken care of and the customers having a good show. Because I mean, like, I don't care who calls me a manager or who doesn't. You know, like that's not my concern.
Right. Yeah. When morale is up, it's a better show.
I absolutely agree. If your actors are happy, your show is good. If your actors are not happy, your show is bad, and you lose actors that way. Yeah, so I mean, taking care of them is really the only way to do it.
Camaraderie is huge, man.
Huge.
Like I try to tell people all the time, it's just like, that's why we do go out to trophy room and stuff after we get off. I'm just like, anybody from any hunt, it don't matter. Come hang out.
Yeah, and I love that we've been building the bridges back between haunts, because I don't know where the segregation came from when, like, the stark, you're at Limp, you're at Darkness, you're at Creepyworld, that's it. I like that we're kind of melding it back together so that everyone can be friends with everybody. Especially because, like, we come over to y'all for special events or whatever. Y'all might come over to me at some point.
It used to be real bad, though. At one point in time, it was to the point
it was bad.
If you worked at Limp or Creepyworld,
you like couldn't even talk to the other people. Yeah, it was bad. I can't even lie.
From what I remember, and let's say we'll probably go 3 years ago. Let's say right before the pandemic kicked in, right? Yeah. It really felt like Limp and Darkness had gotten tight. Mm-hmm. And
we were just exiled over Creepyworld.
I was just an odd man out.
For no reason. I definitely tried to reach out, and I won't even lie, I did get some responses like, nah, we good. We don't want to deal with y'all. And that's cool.
All of that comes from management. You know, like, these kids believe what they are told. And so, like, if the managers are instilling that competition and that enemy vibe, then obviously the kids are going to believe it, because, you know, they don't make it up on their own. Like, my actors know y'all from, like, coming to auditions or ghoul schools or whatever. Right. And it's all chilling. So it just, however you choose to manage your haunt is how your actors are going to run your haunt. You know what I mean?
Actually, it makes them want to be there, like,
more or less, depending on your style. I mean,
like B. Ferg, that's the home.
Yeah,
that's bro.
I love B. Ferg. Anytime he comes out, shout out B. Ferg. Anytime he comes out, my little heart flutters. I get so excited to have him. Love him so much. And I mean, like, even at special events, whenever I get to pop out at Darkness, I still have a great time. I love popping out because I love acting with people. Us out there. Yeah, I love getting to act with people that I don't have at my haunt every single night.
Bailey's the other member outside gang.
Exactly, OG.
Definitely.
Speaking of that, so I'm curious. I've always, because I love your characters, by the way. Like, so what made you come up with, like, each character that you decided to do?
Jalen, that is a loaded question. I don't know.
One of us is gonna ask.
Man, like, you like somebody different.
They're all still good. I mean,
thank you. So I don't know. I mean, so I get bored of doing the same thing over and over, because I did the same thing for like 3 years in a row, and then I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to lose my mind. And so, you know, I think it really just comes from meeting more people in the industry. Because once I started becoming friends with more people, I started seeing what they were doing or what they were wearing, and it started to give me inspo. Obviously, I mean, like, Bryce was a massive inspo to have in my life because he's so involved in the haunt industry. And
shout out B Rice.
Yeah, shout out B Horror. So I mean, getting inspiration from him 24/7, and then from everybody on Facebook, things like that. Or just, like, I don't know, sometimes I would find, like, a dress in a store and I'd be like, you know what? I love this too much to let it go. I'm going to make it work somehow. So, I mean, none of my characters make any sense. None of them have any backstory. There's no grant. It's, like, again, a boring story to your question. I don't know. I love to look cool, and I love to switch it up. I usually just find an accessory and I won't stop until I can make it work. And that's how most of them happen.
Cool.
I appreciate you saying that, because I've always wanted to look. Playing the slaughterhouse pig outside is cool. I'm comfortable. I know how to play it. I play it up. That's my thing.
For sure.
I was a clown for like 5 or 6 years, and that was cool. I felt like that was my thing. But when I got that, I was like, nah, this is my thing.
And if it is, it is. I just, like, I can't ever get that much of a connection with one of them.
Well, right. But, like, at the same time, the thing is that I have always messed around with the idea of creating new characters.
It's so much fun.
But I don't know where to start.
I mean, everyone starts somewhere different. But me personally, and Bryce always made fun of me for this too, but I love having stuff hanging off of me. So, like, I'm like the queen of, like, belts and, like, tying things and, like, body harnesses and whatever, because I just love little trinkets. Right. So I'll find, like, a little accessory or a trinket, and then I'll just kind of just figure out the vibe of that thing, and then start my little search for what I need from there.
See, that's a certain way to kick it
It's
off.
a weird structure.
Because I've had ideas, like plenty of ideas in my head, but just like.
Well, also like talking to people. Talk to people that you know make costumes, you know, and just spitball.
Right, like
because someone's gonna say something, it's gonna click, and you're gonna be like, I know exactly what I need.
Right, and that's how it is. Like Bryce helped me bring that pig costume to life. Like Bryce, I had the overalls, but I was like, it's too clean.
He's like, Bryce reminds me of like, so you have this like beautiful cake, right? It looks completely finished. And then Bryce comes up and like, it's missing this. And then it's just like a whole new thing and it's just perfect. Yeah. Like that is just so his vibe with costumes.
Yeah, he told me that he was like, leave the overalls here. I'll like dirty them up, get them blooded. So he applied the perma blood and everything, got it together. And then it's evolved even more because my boy Kenneth Kincaid, shout out to Kenneth, he made me an apron.
Dude, that apron looks good.
I love that. Good. Like it was like the final touch to the character.
Yeah.
But now it's like.
Well, that's the thing too, is like my characters almost never look the same twice in a row because I just keep adding stuff to it. Like I'm just never happy with them. So I just keep adding and adding and adding. And once you add like enough new stuff, it's a completely different character than it was whenever you started. So, I mean, just changes it up.
Yeah.
Gotta have change.
Yeah.
Gotta have change.
I've been trying to not be a clown for the past what?
And what are you wearing right now? What are you wearing now? Huh?
Due to circumstance.
What were you last night?
What were you?
Due to the circumstance.
Due to
There's
circumstance,
1,000 costumes in that costume room.
I've been a clown with 4 years now.
Probably.
Well, more than that, but I tried to be a zombie at first.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I said.
And then I was trying to stay as a zombie, but then when Wilson and Rich the Bitch came,
and when Hive was gone,
they like pushed me back to being a clown.
Yeah.
Like, no, Yurdy, that's you. So I said, okay, I'll be a clown.
I see you as a clown more than a zombie because you banter with people.
Yeah.
I don't picture zombie characters as speakers that much.
Yeah, it's just the mannerisms. Yeah. So then I tried to be that Slipknot looking character last year.
Yeah.
The mask got ripped within 30 minutes.
That was such a cool mask.
And then
true.
And then I tried to be the same clown just with an evolved look. The mask is gone. And I had to be the fat clown.
Fat clown's funny.
He was fat clown for like
clown is funny.
Yeah, I couldn't do that mask the whole night. I was gonna die. So I'm gonna be the doll now.
I'm excited to see it.
But see, the cool thing about this dog character that you hooking up right now is that I feel like you can tie in some of your clown mannerisms.
Exactly.
But you are gonna have to pull some of them back also.
They're like hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already been working on the voice and everything.
Can we hear it? Can we get a little sample?
Okay, a little sample. What was that?
We're waiting on you.
Okay.
A sneak peek was.
Hello! I'm gonna bite your fingers off!
That's gonna do it.
But it's gonna get real aggressive as the night goes on.
Yeah, because you'll be like high pitched, and then if you just go straight up, just like,
start on the.
Oh, dude, that's gonna mess somebody up for sure.
I'm like, you got a voice box? No.
Like I know where Jalen is at all times at night because he'll be clacking his gloves.
Or you hear the little the soccer stick.
I just hear him clicking, and out of nowhere, and I'd be like, oh, okay, Jalen's standing right here.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't really say much until I'm like right up on somebody.
Yeah.
That's me.
I just stalk. And then eventually, if I love finding somebody a mile away that I made eye contact with.
Ready for them to get there,
They'll be like, no, stay up there. And I'll be like, not tripping.
You can tell on their face too, just like already that they're scared just by
I'm not a jump scare girly because I'm just so bad at timing, just forever and always.
You got
I suck at timing. I suck at timing. And so like I mostly banter and I mostly do like long-term interaction because also I'm not sneaky. Like I'm 6'3" and also just clumsy and I'm not sneaky. So it's not like I could just pop up on somebody. So I mean, I'm more of an interaction.
I'm wilding. I'm crawling, all that shit.
I'm stalking you. That's what I'm doing.
I think I had to accept like my size. And I use that to my advantage.
Exactly. If you figure out how to use it to your advantage, it's cool. Like my advantage at Creepyworld with being so tall is like I can just step over all my queue line rows, which is crazy because
See,
like on
and
a
that's
normal
something I
person,
can't
they're
do.
like chest high. So whenever I start climbing over those, no problem, people start getting real nervous.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
Oh
wait a
yeah, yeah.
minute.
Because
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They're
can see
tall.
them.
Yeah,
like,
we
clearing the
can't. He has to walk
barricades.
around, so we can just hop over.
Yeah.
We're doing
That's crazy. The barricades ain't been knocked over yet this season.
I'm
That's
so happy I
surprising.
don't have barricades. I feel so bad for y'all with
Y'all
that.
just got with rope, right?
Ugh. I've got wooden queue line posts.
Man, look.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
They're super nice.
I
Because
just
when
been,
our
I just been
barricades get
waiting.
knocked over.
Yeah.
Just wait till like that 3rd or 2nd week of October when all the little black kids there. I'm going ape shit.
Oh, it's
All
gonna,
the-
I'm
it's,
going, bro.
It's gonna happen.
All the high school homecomings.
Y'all get crazy teenagers over there.
We do.
Yeah.
Crazy teenagers.
What's the demographic at Creepy World like?
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it without offending anybody.
Okay.
It's Jefferson County. It's
Yeah.
a little more red, a little more
Yeah, a little more red,
a little more good old boys type of deal.
felt.
That's what I got. I mean, that's for real. It's a lot of country folk. I also get a lot of families because I've got the Midway and I've got the pumpkin patch
Yeah,
and stuff
I'm
like
sure.
Yeah, I got
that.
that
A lot of
barbecue stand,
family.
right?
Not anymore. We haven't had the barbecue stand in a while. We got a concession stand though.
We ain't got
I
shit.
know.
We don't have food.
We gotta wait
at
till the
all.
food
I
truck.
I mean,
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
didn't you guys sell food up in the gift store for a while? Weren't you doing like hot dog rollers up in the gift store?
I think so.
Yeah.
We did. And then like, shoot, they just ran out of glizzies and then they
Man.
didn't put nothing back up there.
I be
Yeah,
begging
we need
those
that food truck
concession
to come
boys
back.
for hot dogs every single night. I swear.
We did have a food truck that used to post up outside in
That
the
taco
parking
truck.
lot.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah,
But it was
bro.
like-
so good.
They would come as the haunted house was closing
Oh, and
because
just
they
pick
knew
up all
all
the
of
actors,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
we did
was
have that
clutch.
Barbie place. It was Big Dicks, and
Yeah,
and yeah, they would get there super
Where y'all
early.
going, big dick? He wants some big dick.
They'd get there
Hey,
super
bro.
early so we could eat, and stay super late so we could eat again. It was tight.
Why did they stop coming around?
They got
just-
into a little beef with Lair Bear,
Oh, okay. I got you.
as
I
it
mean, I
goes.
just remembered that was the first when you pulled up to Creepy
He
World. That was
wasn't
the
getting
first thing you
enough
saw.
Clearly not.
That was the first
Bro,
thing you
you
seen on the parking lot. Big Dick's Barbecue.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Hot salty. Let's get them other hot.
Hey, man.
I'm glad y'all didn't make me laugh too hard while I was drinking my water.
You knew what
Gotta
you
have
was
a
doing
spit
when you
take.
said that.
So wait, talking about the characters.
Sure.
You can't do this costume without the makeup.
Yeah.
When did you start?
Mm.
How did your makeup journey go? And the reason I ask is because I'm interested. I want to learn how to do makeup,
Oh my
but
God,
like
please do.
I need somebody to teach me because
I have learned that that is not true because teaching somebody how to airbrush is so hard. Airbrushing is like simply trial and error, teach yourself kind of deal.
until you get it.
Yeah. Because it's so hard. It depends on like your hand-eye coordination and your finger pressure and stuff like that, like stuff people can't teach you, you know?
Right.
So you just got to try it. I don't know. I've always been in makeup since I started, but Creepy World didn't always have really good makeup artists. So I started doing it myself just because I am a girly and I do my beauty makeup. So it wasn't that hard to figure out. I then had Bryce all the time. So he's an amazing makeup artist. Shout out Bryce Horror again.
Be right.
It's going to be his
Right.
episode, not mine. But he's an amazing makeup artist. So he took care of me for years. Then last year, I had no makeup artist at Creepy World and panic was setting in. And so I just was like, I'm determined and forced myself to learn how to airbrush. So I'm a novice at best. I'm dabbling.
Okay.
It's hard to do and it takes a lot of practice. And hopefully I will get better as it goes.
So do you practice on yourself?
Oh my gosh. Airbrushing yourself is so friggin' hard. I
That's
have
why
done
I
it.
asked, because I can only imagine.
I have done it. It's very hard because like my tears are just running down my face while I'm spraying cold air.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, I've seen plenty of really good makeup artists do it, but I just am not there yet. Not even a little.
It's like cutting your own hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
Like,
hard. Well, and you always got to have one eye closed, which like messes everything up too.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's hard.
there are a lot of actors in the industry that we know that can do that like no other.
I know, and
But
it's
I
insane.
just even the thought of that is just crazy.
It stresses me out thinking
Yeah.
about having to like airbrush myself.
I've always wanted to learn. I'm just gonna have to teach myself one day.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to pick it up and try it. And people can give you tips and advice forever, but teaching you how to do it, you gotta get in there.
You gotta pick it up
until you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I was like, especially like conventions and things like that, and I love to go up and watch different makeup artists do the trial looks on people going to the convention, and just the whole time it's just I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, they are like lining everything up a certain way, and
it's like magic watching.
Yeah,
it
like
happen.
they'll
It's
do a
crazy.
line and do a whole nother side of that person's face, but then come back to that specific line because now they did this side and now this line looks off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it's absolutely mind-boggling to watch people airbrush.
I want to learn, but
wait, Bailey. How do you decide which character to be for the night?
The vibe. I don't know. Whatever I'm feeling. I'm feeling. I mean,
cool.
So like before I can even think about getting dressed for the night, I have already gone through like a 5-hour day of getting like my actors ready, doing makeup, getting the show staffed, getting everything rolling. And I refuse to get dressed before the first group has made it out of the haunted house, because once they're out and everything's copacetic, then I'm good. I'm rolling. But I need to make sure that there's not maintenance problems everywhere. And just once everyone dies down on the radio, if there's 10 minutes of silence, then I'm like, okay,
I can do it now.
I can get dressed.
then you can start.
And then, I mean, I'll just pick whatever I'm feeling for the night. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
See, that's how I want to be. I need to have a couple more characters. Like Jalen,
I got a whole dressing room set up at Creepyworld, man.
I really liked it. It was cool.
Right, he did the Jack the Ripper thing.
Yeah, Jen made those like the jumpsuit with like it had faces on it. It was really cool. And so like I was in the queue line, I named each face. So I was telling people, I'm like, hey, this is Adam, this is Shelly, this is or whoever. So
See, I was just all right. So once I knew I was gonna be a clown permanently, I was just loyal to that character. I was focused on evolving the look of it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Marvel character, I guess.
Yeah.
How their costumes change just a little bit each movie.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, yeah, we going full-fledged with the doll thing.
I usually try to feel out Larry to see what he's interested in seeing. Like last year I did a trick-or-treater because he just did the big pumpkin patch. And so I did that, and I had my little bucket and I was just giving stuff out because I like giving stuff away. Anytime I'm dressed up, I give somebody something. So I was giving stuff away, and it was just like random trash and stuff that I was finding around. And Larry saw it and he loved it. And now he bought me 20 bags of little trinkets and items to go give away to people. So I'm definitely going to have to bust that one out because he loves to see it and that's what he wants to see. But I just try to feel out whatever would make the most sense for someone coming to Creepy World this season specifically. Spirit Changer is so good.
That's like one of my
tips. That one
is such good tips. It's
that's like one of my favorites.
It's so funny. No, I like giving people stuff because years and years ago, I did the Valentine's Day event at Darkness, and my skirt was made of Valentine's Day cards. And I know people to this day that still have them. And so I'm like, that's pretty cool. And so now I just like to offer people things.
A little souvenir of the skin.
They're never anything. It's nothing anybody wants, but they get to have it now. It's their problem now.
That's a good way to.
It's funny.
I'm trying to hand out nightmares. You handing out
Listen,
Valentine's.
people are wild at haunted
cookies.
houses. 2 years ago, I had unwrapped cough drops in my hand.
Hey, that killed me.
People were eating them, like going down the line. I was just putting them in people's mouths. It's crazy. Sometimes I grab a hot dog and I just walk around and people bite it. You know, like these people are crazy.
Nah, I mean,
I'm telling you, dude. You look like you don't believe me. I'm telling you.
I'm trying to gauge it. Like,
nah, man. Because one thing about working at a professional haunted house, man, these crowds come out. You never know what kind of crowd you're going to have that night.
Sure don't.
Are we going to have the crowd that's excited to be there and excited to be scared? Are we going to have the crowd that, hey, man, stop scaring my girl?
Like old boy last night.
Exactly. Like
I can't do that. I don't give those people no bit of time.
I see you like that. I'm finna troll you too. You get put out this point.
I can't. Listen, I used to push the envelope with people like that, and I have had so much dental work done because of it. So if you're coming at me with that kind of tude, I'm walking away real quick.
Phil. Last time I got knocked out was like probably 6
Damn, you got knocked out?
I don't like to push
I ain't gonna
that.
lie, I did.
I don't like
you
to
got
push
knocked
that.
out, bro. Ain't nobody help.
Nah.
Damn.
Look, long story short, I was up in Terror Visions. I was in a scare box. This dude was coming through with this girl.
You didn't really have too much room to defend yourself then.
I didn't. Well, this is what happened. So dude's coming around the corner with his girl, and like he was like holding her from behind. But she was like refusing to look whatever way he was trying to make her look. He saw me. It was like, look, babe, look. And I was standing there. I'm like, at this point, I know he's going to turn her around. So I don't even have to do nothing. She just got to look at me. So I'm just sitting there.
Right, just waiting.
Yeah. As he turns her around, because she was fighting to not turn around. So he really like swung her around. And as he swung her around, she just went like that. Oh. And her elbow caught me in my mask.
Oh.
And it was like something out of a movie, like a whack-a-mole. Like you hear it, and I dropped back and like picked up the box. And I was hurting. And then I didn't think nothing of it. Because we're probably 3 hours into the night at this point. I'm sweating.
Right, adrenaline running.
I look down in my costume and there's blood on my costume that wasn't there beforehand. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a lot worse than I thought. So told my lead at the time what happened, and then they took me downstairs. I actually had like a bad headache and everything like that.
Dang, that's crazy.
I spent my younger years popping off at those, those kind of customers and like trying to size them up or whatever. Yeah. And I mean, I've bled, I've lost teeth. I'm just not, I'm too old now. I'm not with it. I'm going to go scare the 10-year-old instead. I don't care. I don't care.
See, I'm big on spatial awareness, but I'm telling you, I'm still so petty that if I know you pissed off and I know you want to fight, I'm trolling. Because the thing is, it's like, okay, we can go, but there's 5 of us out there. Like, how dumb are you?
What do you mean?
Like 5.
You gonna go to fight me and there's 5 of us out there?
I'm not literally going to fight a customer. I'll just get them. I'll get them bounced out of the queue line. What do you mean? If it's that big of a problem?
like I said, like the dude last night, he was on 10.
So I heard.
Yeah,
and I just kept on. You mad?
Listen,
you mad?
It's because y'all's cops that stand out there. They don't pay no attention.
They don't.
They don't pay no. We had to tell them a car was on fire across the street last year.
That was crazy.
They don't pay no attention.
That was crazy.
It's always some like the communication out there in the queue line is just.
I think y'all's radio is crazy. I hate being radioed up at darkness.
At darkness?
Yeah, because it's too damn loud everywhere. I can't hear anything. You're saying to me. Patty's always on it about something. And then I feel like security is just never on it about anything ever. Your radio stresses me out.
Honestly, I love, because I wear earpiece while I'm out there.
Yeah, and
as
you should.
I just like listening to everybody just going off on each other.
Going off always, man.
It's like, and it's normally maintenance stuff. Yeah. It's not even from an actor standpoint for the most part. Usually it's like, oh, this actor says she needs the bathroom, like we need to walk this person down. Like no big deal. But maintenance, that TV is broken and you just fixed it earlier. And why, like,
yep.
I'm like, see, I don't even want to work on the maintenance side like that until I can
muster up the money to open my own hunt. Come to Creepyworld, because the Creepyworld maintenance team, they're just vibing.
Shout out my boy Ray.
Ray Sheets.
Ray Sheets.
Shout out Ray.
Yeah, he was there last year. He's not there this year. But my maintenance team is always on it, and everyone wants to help everyone. No one's pointing fingers, thank God. Right. Because if they were fighting over who did what, good Lord, I couldn't do it.
When maintenance starts getting into it, I'm like, it's another night at the hunt.
You got Adam's soft-spoken voice.
Man, Adam cracks me up because
is he funny?
He is. He's not even trying to be funny. He's just naturally funny.
He's the scariest person I've ever seen in my life.
Adam will turn his radio down if there's too many calls going out for him.
Yeah, he turns it off.
And then you'll just see him casually walking past you.
He'll just ignore it. He'll just go.
I'll be like, Adam, they calling for you.
Well, and see, that's a problem though. Like, what are you as maintenance if you're not here to fix what's broken? Why are you just turning biggest pet peeve?
No.
I'll say that goes back to like we talked about La Flamboy and the Days of the Living Dead or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a maintenance person or an actor who missed too many scares in a row or something like that, and John pulled him out. But John got on dude case so hard, like really? And they had it.
You watched it, or was it on the thing?
It was in the thing. It was in the documentary.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if the dude did something stupid, if it was a maintenance person. I don't really know. It could have been security. I don't know.
I haven't watched in a while.
John was like in his face. Now imagine this. Imagine you getting chewed out in real time about something you did wrong in the hunt.
Oh, I have.
And here's the person filming the documentary like this the whole time.
Dude, I mean,
that was crazy.
The thing is, I completely get it though. I mean, a lot of these people, it's just such simple stuff that they're messing up, and just like such common sense stuff to where like it'll drive you that crazy, you know, it'll make you pop off. It just isn't that hard to do what you're supposed to do.
I think that's just like a universal thing in the hunt.
I mean, because people come to a haunted house and think that they can just hide and do nothing all night and be cool because they work at a haunted house. But like, only if you actually work in the haunted house.
In the haunted house, yeah. True. Definitely true. I don't know how to
talk to people.
Yeah, we talked about that in the last episode.
Yes.
Gots to know how to talk to people.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's what I was saying earlier with that cracking the code, man. I mean, if you don't know how to talk to your staff, then you don't really have a staff.
Yeah, I mean, like even us, like we're not the actor manager at Darkness, and they do their thing. The family, I will say, the family aspect of Darkness right now is at an all-time high, and I love that.
I have noticed that, actually.
And for a while, it was gone.
It was rough for a little bit.
When Mike and Jen came back in, we really built that up again, so I love that.
Yeah.
But even us, I just feel like us as Q-liners, and I don't like to push the whole like we outside, so we better than everybody else. But we are looked up to, so we try to push the
the big brother
like a role model kind of thing.
Exactly.
I have never ever understood the we're better than you because we're outside bit. I don't get it, because I don't think you have to be a better actor to be outside in the lines. I think you have to be a different actor to be outside in the lines. Because I don't think anybody can go out there. But also, like, some people that's just what they're good at, and they wouldn't be good at a Dropbox. There's a spot for everybody.
True. Well, see, in our case, all of us have been in leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally, all of us have been section leaders.
And I mean, like, to what you said, it's like you got to be a different kind of actor.
Yeah, but you have to stand out.
So true, because it's not for everybody. When I used to, my first like 3 or 4 years at Darkness, I came in the door not being humble whatsoever, like knocking on the door. I'm trying to go outside.
A lot of people do.
And everybody was like, some people said, oh, that's a privileged thing. You got to work your way up to that. Then some people said the more like realistic and wholesome answer was just like, it's different. It's not for everybody. And you got to get used to being in the hunt before you can even go out there.
See, and I don't even particularly agree with that statement. I think that if you have seen someone act, say like auditions or actor training or whatever, and you know what they're capable of, like last year, I threw somebody who's never worked in a haunted house ever out in the queue line on night one. Well, he was amazing. It's perfect, because you just have to get a gauge on who you're sending out there, and you just have to lay down what is included in being out front, because it's not just being better than everybody, and it's also not just being scary. You can't,
like based off experience.
You
can't just be scary in the queue line. It simply doesn't work.
Because I don't feel like I'm better than everybody.
No,
I just sat here and told y'all I don't know how to create characters like that. I would like to, but I don't.
Well, and that's with being characters. That's the thing with Q-liners, is they're characters. They're not just like a zombie mask in a box. So you have to be able to be that character and like come up with those like one-liners and those quippy comebacks and stuff like that.
I feel like the best way to learn that is just to be thrown out there.
It is. It is. But you can't throw anybody out there that you haven't watched have like an improvised conversation before. You know what I mean? Like you have to know that they can handle it, and then just throw them out. Yeah.
Because if you can't handle it, we'll know.
Yeah.
Quick.
Because you're going to freeze up in the first 30 minutes.
I'll never forget my first night outside. I came around the corner and it was just people with their cameras up recording, waiting on me to do something.
Even still now, it gives me anxiety when people are recording me. I'm like, don't look at me. I don't know.
Yeah, and now TikTok is huge. Everything you do is going to be on TikTok that night.
Well, and honestly, that really works with Q lines now, because I've got this one kid that I have out there, and someone was like, he's not very scary. And I was like, yeah, but look at him right now. And he was literally filming videos back to back, doing TikTok dances with these kids. And I was like, that's perfect. They're having a great time. We're getting content. What do you mean? He doesn't have to be scary.
You don't have to. It's all about the entertainment factor.
Yeah, I agree. And interaction.
I love to get the scares outside, but I love interacting with people and like talking to them. I interact
way more than I scare people.
Yeah, Nick's got like 100 boomerangs from last night.
Man, these kids.
I saw your little video.
Yeah, he was
like, porta potty video.
A lot of people wanted to take
like, hey,
TikToks
can you do this for TikTok? Can you do this? I was like, all right. Yeah, I do it.
It's always, hey, can you be in my Be Real?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the new thing now.
I hate the Be Reals. Oh, I hate them.
I don't like kind of understand it though. Kind of like
I don't ever know what people want me to do in them. I'm always just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a few years ago. It was what's the dance called? Help me out, y'all. The
gritty. No, not the gritty.
I'm so glad that's gone.
Yeah, I am glad that's gone. But no, the one where they like
the floss.
The floss.
Ugh,
that's what it's called. All
these
little kids. They swing the arms.
Yeah, kids coming up. Can you do this?
No. Have you tried it?
Yeah, I tried.
I cannot do it. I cannot do it.
It's a lot harder than it is hard.
Like Ronzo, bro.
Man.
No. When Ronzo came outside with us, regardless of what happened with his situation, when Ronzo came outside with us, it was dope. Like me and Ronzo, we used to have screeching competitions for the customers and everything.
That screech shit was wild.
Hey, it was, yeah.
Because I was just walking, doing my normal thing. What I love about like my size is that I could walk the line and I don't have to like make anybody move.
No, they
People
part
just start
ways.
moving.
Yeah, they do that for me too.
They're like, oh, pig.
Walking just like on a mission. And then when I get down there, I'll be like, oh, okay, all right. Next thing I know, I just hear Yurdy and Ronzo on the other end of the line screeching at each other. And not at nobody, at each other.
Yeah. And they all surrounding us in a circle recording it.
I think one of my favorite in terms of like battle-worthy things is me and Sammy Taylor chainsaw battling outside.
Yes.
I miss that. That was like highlight for me. I love doing that. And y'all don't want to run a saw, so it's just me.
I did it last night.
You did. And that's the only time.
Only because
I'm cool with my hand.
Finding chainsaw runners is the bane of my existence.
Really?
It is so
because you got
hard.
like how many saws out there?
Too many. I'm trying to staff 10 at this point, and it is so hard.
Are they in specific spots?
Yeah.
See, I just don't like props, so.
Really?
Nope.
Like, I like having some kind of little something in my hand.
I love my
Do you
shot.
have one in Q line?
Chainsaw?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like props because I like to crawl around. I like to climb. I like to climb on stuff, everything. So I'm like, props won't do me any good.
Yeah, I just like I like making noise just all the time. Like I always wear one clacker glove, so I just like always have some kind of background noise while I'm doing anything. Then I usually have like a horn or something like that. Last year I had this dog toy. It was like a little pig squeal. It was pretty good.
I like it too because it saves my voice. Like so that way I'm not constantly using my voice because instead I can have a noisemaker too. So then I can switch it up so I don't like just completely destroy my voice in like the first week or so.
Yeah.
True.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how to get on a porta potty without killing myself.
How to what?
Get on top of
it?
Yeah, man,
oh my God. Good luck. Listen, I had a Q-liner last year and he shook the porta potties while someone was in there and I got yelled at.
See, we used to do that in Limp though.
Very much so.
We used to do that in Limp and Nikki,
it is not allowed, sir.
But see, that goes back to what Bailey was saying earlier about it's a certain vibe at every hunt. A manager got a certain way they want it done.
And it's not even like, so like, I think it's funny. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like that sounds funny. But Larry did not think it was so funny because the woman that was in there did not think it was so funny.
Look, he's uptight about certain stuff.
It's certain stuff, yeah. He's like the safety king, right? So if anything could possibly be safety-ish, then he's all over it.
Like when Wilson had a TikTok last year that went viral.
Yeah, he sure did.
And Larry was so upset about it. I'm like, Larry, look at these comments. All these people want to come now.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a particularly great representation of the haunted house.
And I get that. Because like he's saying this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. But like I said, from these kids' perspective that find everything funny.
I know, but
it's like okay, he's riding that fine line of
but I mean that's like me like saying real inappropriate stuff like at a regular day job and being like, but it's funny online.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's still
true.
I see both sides.
Yeah, it's hard to justify, but then again, it's like you got free promo and free publicity.
Yeah. The thing about it is like, I feel like you end up, especially Q-lining, you end up pushing the envelope without even realizing that you did it until after you do it because you just be locked in.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I mean, no disrespect to the couple of nights we've had this season so far. Nice crowds for September nights, but those aren't the nights you get up for. No. Like, the October nights are coming.
The Saturday in October for sure.
The Saturdays, the Fridays, but definite Saturdays in October. You just out there locked in and trying to entertain and deliver and improv because you're just improvising on every interaction.
You get so busy that you no longer have the like, okay, I just scared a group. Now I have a break because it's September. You're just constantly going. And once you're going for that long, you just like forget that you're even a person. Yeah. So you're just doing weird stuff. I feed people. And then I'm always just like, I probably shouldn't be doing that, but like I do, you know, like whatever. Like
I mean, exactly. Like me and Yurdy got chewed out a couple years ago because we played Uno with some people.
What? Why did you get chewed out for that?
They was like, you guys shouldn't like be doing that. It's like,
they didn't like that.
Who said that?
Larry said it, but he didn't say it to us.
Who'd he say it to?
Came down the chain.
Did
and we heard it?
He said it to Colleen.
Was that when Colleen was?
Yeah, that was 18.
That was not. There's no way that's real. Then she made that up. I'm sure.
Oh no, he said it.
All I know is these kids had the mini Uno cards outside.
Yeah, I would
now,
sit
man,
there and
leave people waiting in line for 3 hours. They're like, all right, we can play Uno.
I would play Uno.
Me and Yurdy walking the line, taking pictures with people, and then, hey, can y'all play Uno with us?
I can't believe y'all got
you heard a whole bunch of, he hit a reverse card.
Right.
Yeah.
I made somebody draw 16.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hey, I had to remember, I let a customer, this girl, my clown hair, I let her braid my hair. She's like, can I braid your hair?
Well, yeah, so whenever I would still go through darkness as a customer, I was working at Creepyworld, but I would come through darkness as a customer, and Wilson was there one night. He was wearing a silicone, and I kissed him on the cheek, and my big old lipstick mark was on. I mean, like, little stuff like that is funny. It's so funny.
And then she recorded
so, I mean, but
stuff.
I think, like, even back then, though, whenever she was running stuff, that was still whenever it's like, Q-liners are better than anybody, and they have to be scary. And now it's lessened so much.
Yeah, now it's just like, this is where we are.
At this point, I'd rather my Q-liners be funny than scary because you have to break the ice along a 4-hour wait.
Yeah, I can't even lie. I love getting the scares outside. I love the big monumental scares where we drop the whole line all together.
Yeah.
But getting the laughs is cool too.
The laughs are just as good.
The kids that want to dap you up and take pictures and want you to do, like
just as good.
I love that too.
They're like, hey, there's my friend.
Right. There's so many kids that have come up from like 4 or 5 years ago just to say what's up to me again because they remember me and they're like, oh, your costume changed.
Well, see, that's the one thing with changing costumes all the time is I never get recognized because of that. Exactly. Because I don't wear the same thing ever.
True.
You scared me last year. You made my friend pee on herself.
Do you guys ever get found on Instagram from the pictures you take with people?
I have before.
I get found on Instagram. That's always fun.
In all honesty, you end up kind of finding people because you want that highlight or that clip. Mm-hmm. You got to reach out in order to get it.
Well, like, hey, what's up? It's the pig.
I'll just usually like the post from them or whatever, and then they'll follow me and like what's up. And I'm like, it's so funny because now they're gonna see what I look like and be like, whoa.
There's some kids that came from O'Fallon Township High School in Illinois.
Yeah.
Homecoming night, probably 6 years ago now at this point.
Jeez.
And they came every year all the way up to their senior homecoming. And then that girl and her guy, not the entire group, but that girl and her guy came back as like freshmen in college at that time. And they were like, you still out here doing this thing, man.
That's so cute. That's
I appreciate y'all for coming out again.
Having regulars is so much fun.
Literally having regulars. Mm-hmm. It's dope.
It's very fun.
It's dope. I love that. I love that whole aspect of it.
I feel that way about actors too. Like it hit me yesterday because I've had some of these kids since they were 16 and it was their first job. And to me, they're still 16 and it's their only job. But they come in and they're like, yeah, I'm going to college. And I'm like, says who? You're going where? When? Like, they're just such little babies to me still. And like, I don't know. It's wild to see the loyalty that these kids have to the haunted house. It's very fun. And it's very like assuring. You know what I mean? That I'm like treating these kids right.
Yeah, you can't get out of it.
You're such a hunt mom, Bailey.
I am. I love them so much. My sweet little babies.
So it's got to
Little
be.
children's.
Because I mean, like when I came in, I was a sophomore in high school when I started.
It's like what's the word for it? It's like the formative years of these kids. You know, I'm trying really hard not to make them serial killers. So
No, but see, the other thing is like that's where I feel like we come in, and you as well, but just like with the role model aspect of that thing. I don't want these high school kids to come in and feel like they can't talk to us because, y'all are outside. We can't talk to y'all. No,
I don't like that. Yeah, automatically put that on us.
They do automatic. And I always try to break that when I see it because, I mean, a lot of these kids also are very, like, they have social anxiety, are very awkward, like whatever. And so I always try to get everybody involved in some kind of conversation just so that they can kind of break that down so that they can just, like, be a better person in general.
A lot of them, they do come in, you could tell because they're quiet. They seem really scared, like it's the first day of school.
Well, and that always makes me nervous. I mean, it is the first day of school, but it makes me nervous because I'm like, I don't want you to quit because nobody talked to you and you're too awkward to start conversation. Right. So I'll always seek those people out and check in with them just to make sure. Because I mean, it's all about retention.
Right, and that's why like me and Jalen would always come out to y'all's auditions and help out. And,
I love when y'all do that.
Yeah,
so much.
I'm like, we need to go out here and get to know these people. What'd you say? What'd you say?
Nothing.
I heard it.
I mean, it's not our choice. I mean,
it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. You know how it is, man.
I know how it is.
But we definitely like want to come out, get to know everybody. Like if Limp got something going on and we don't have nothing, I'll go hang out. Like y'all got something, we'll hang out, get to know people.
I agree. I love.
You know, it'd be dope if we all went to HHN together.
Ooh, you're crazy. You're talking like 200 people. Well, you're crazy.
All right, Bailey, you going next year? All right, cool. All right, cool.
That's what I heard.
Next year, maybe. Yeah, sure.
We start planning in January.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
For bet.
Cool. Sure.
All right.
I'll commit to that.
Look, we can make it a September night too.
I'll commit to that.
Yeah, we can make it September night because this October weekend we missing out on is real bold.
Man.
It's so bold of you.
But gotta go.
Not my
man.
active.
We gotta go.
Bro, I'm so excited, bro.
Y'all heard it here first. Bailey said she's going next year.
Yeah.
Have you ever been before?
What? You literally have never been?
I literally have never been.
This is number 8 for me this year.
You gotta go.
And you haven't gone to Hell's Gate? Get your priorities right.
Look here. HHN is a show.
Yeah. So is Hell's Gate.
I feel like if we worked at HHN, we would definitely get fired.
Dude, Hell's Gate's a show.
We should look at their schedule. See if
we should look at their schedule and see when we can.
November.
Get up there.
That would be,
Yeah, I ain't,
I'm with it for sure. We should
last weekend.
You're not working the last weekend either?
I never do that.
This is why
she said either. Right, look, where you about to be at?
Hell's Gate.
The last weekend, I'm going to be at my show. I'm going to be at my show. You just said you're not working the last weekend. I'm going to be at the haunted house working the last weekend because I work there. So I'm going to work every night.
See, I'm like, in the NBA, they call this load management.
Wait, what?
Take some days off.
Oh, man.
Oh, you are tripping. We work 3 days a week at most.
4 sometimes.
Ooh.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Garrity, you're sounding real old to me, man.
Hey, man, look here. Number 21. I got to preserve these bones.
He wore his ankle brace last night.
I did wear my ankle brace last night.
So he did not break an ankle, so good.
I had to enjoy this last night. I had to.
Oh, my God.
The combat boots will be here this week, though.
Full tactical.
Man.
Time is running out, unfortunately, y'all.
But yeah, so, we loved having you on here. So it's like,
loved being here.
You're literally the OG.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, OG.
Gas me
Baby
up.
G.
Yeah, I'm quitting darkness, going to Creepy World.
You heard it here first.
God, you about to ruffle something.
For real, bro.
Boy, it's not even going to be G and Mike. Larry the one that's going to call me.
Hey! Well, y'all, it was a good episode. Bailey, we appreciate you for doing it with us.
Sure.
Once again, this is your boy, Yerty G.
Nick.
Jalen.
And this is another episode of Toxic Icon Podcast. Don't forget, for more content, subscribe on Patreon, YouTube, everything else. And as always, stay toxic.
Art.